So the Bontebok were, with settlements in South Africa, were found more in the west of the country, towards Cape Town, the Western Cape. And they were very soon, almost hunted to extinction. I think the low point came in 1931. There were only 17 animals left total in the world.
Wow.
So, and then they established a national park, but I think they obviously wanted then to establish other populations. I mean, they were at risk of some kind of natural disaster, like a big fire or something like that. So, fortunately for us, I think they selected, it was 2 farmers, another one down in the Western Cape, and then my granddad up here in the Eastern Cape. And that was done in the 1950s.
This is Shoshone Adventures. For over 35 years, we've planned unforgettable experiences around the world for our clients. Our shows will give you an idea of what it's like to hunt with these outfitters, and if you'd like to experience one of these trips yourself, give us a call, and we'll help you plan it. We hope you enjoy the adventure.
All right, Boise Airport, here we go. Next stop, Seattle, then Doha, then Johannesburg. Eastern Cape Adventure, meeting David and the clients in Johannesburg. We're ready to go. 48 hours of flying ahead of us.
So this officially starts our Africa trip. Liv and I are headed to the airport. We're about to leave and drive to Atlanta to
Istanbul, and then Istanbul to Johannesburg, and then Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth.
a lot of flying, whatever it is.
14 hours down, 8 to go. Just landed in Doha, Qatar, Hamad International Airport. It's a beautiful airport. I've been here a couple of times en route to and from Africa. Getting ready to board our flight for Johannesburg. Another 8 hours and we get in at like 3 o'clock in the morning, so we're not going to be doing a whole lot of anything, but looking forward to finally getting there and getting the show on the road.
I think I recognize this guy.
How you doing, buddy? Good to see you again.
David, nice to meet you, Devin.
Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice
Hi,
to meet you.
Olivia. Nice to meet you.
Hi again.
Hi.
How are you?
So, all in one piece, all baggage?
Everything is here. It's been really smooth.
And so we got up the next morning, and the ironic thing was I had told these guys that it was not going to rain while we were there. I was like, don't bring rain gear, it will not rain. And damned if the first morning we didn't wake up in a fog, misty rain, and I was catching hell right off the bat from these guys.
But the good thing is, as Kevin said, it never gets like this. It's the first time. Really? I was like, does it usually get foggy like this ever? And he's like, no. He goes, no, not really ever.
So we're sighting in the rifles, in the fog, in the rain, and it's just off to an ominous start. But I just trust the process. I trust the place where we are. The farms that we were hunting on are all free range. These are not high fence farms.
We are at Waterfall Farm, and we're just about 45 minutes out of Grahamstown. About 3 hours from Port Elizabeth. It's the home of Kevin and Natalie Boker and Western Safaris. And it's one of my favorite places to go and some of my favorite people. And we're so happy to have some of these awesome clients here with us. And so today, if we can get rid of this fog, we're going to be looking for Bontebok. And we're going to talk to Kevin a little bit. The Bontebok is a story of conservation success for hunting. I mean, Kevin's family was instrumental on the East Cape of bringing the Bontebok back from near extinction years ago. And now they're huntable numbers thanks to hunters and conservation efforts. And we saw a bunch the last time we were here. So that's what we're going to look for today if we can get this fog to lift.
My granddad went down to the Western Cape and they caught Bontebok. And they loaded 7 on his truck. He took them all night driving back, probably an off the next day. And he ended up offloading 6. One died out in transit. And that was the start of our herd that became, at one point, even more than in the Bontebok National Park. The original herd became the biggest herd in the world, and probably still the biggest privately owned. And some of ours actually went back to the national park. So, yeah, and then they were spread out. So I think nowadays, if my research is correct, the estimate is probably about 3,500 Bontebok now in South Africa.
Africa's got quite a diverse and rich history, and we had Dutch settlers come in from the west and the English sort of came in from the east, and the Dutch settlers arrived here first. So a lot of our African names are very literal, and it's the language that has branched off from Dutch is now Afrikaans, and it's sort of one of the main languages that is spoken in South Africa. And it's a very literal language. So what they see is what they call things, you know. How they see it is how they call it. And a Bontebok and a black wildebeest got their names from the obvious physical attributes that they've got. Bonte in Afrikaans basically means colourful or multicolored, and bok means buck.
So we spotted like 40 Bontebok on this hill, and as we were driving down in the valley, there's a single ram that's between us and that other group, so we're gonna put a stalk on it. We drove further down the valley to cut up to them. This is an eye fence. These things are really skittish, so we gotta be real careful, but let's give it a shot. As soon as that fog lifted, we started to see stuff. Really? Obviously, I just want to wait to see it get that herd as relaxed as possible. Because we're not going to be able to get in with the cover, but if we just walk very slowly at a bit of an angle, just to cut the distance down, we just need a bit too far. But there's a lot happening here with springbuck chasing each other, and that's, I just want to try and let things settle down a bit.
Almost level with his back, just under his back.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, hit. That's a good hit.
Ready? You can hit him now. That's the exit on that first shot. Yeah. Oh, look at that Bontebok. Look at the markings on his forehead with the black around the white.
And completely endemic to South Africa, only here in South Africa. So it is a unique species, and our family played a part in its conservation, which makes it very special for us. My grandfather was involved, and they translocated from those original animals which were in the Bontebok National Park. They moved some to other 3 farms in South Africa, and we were one of them. So, and they thrived here. So we've got them here on Waterfall, and then next door on my cousin's place, Merrick's place, on Kloof. Really good numbers of them, and they're doing excellently. And the success is down to ranching and hunting them, and that's why they are now in, I don't know the exact number, but they're in the thousands. Although it's still, you could still classify it as a rare species, and it's still a CITES listed species, but its numbers are so much higher than they were in those days, and it's all due to private people, to farmers, to hunters that have come here and hunted the Bontebok, spent their dollars, and that money has gone back into conserving them, making them viable.
I never thought in a million years that 20 years ago when I came to Africa for the first time, not only would I ever go back again, that I would have the opportunity to hunt such an iconic species of African wildlife that at one point was on the brink of extinction. That is one of the best conservation stories in the history of hunting. And the Bontebok coming back because of people like Kevin and people like his family, it is an absolute testament to hunting and conservation. That's it. The only reason why these animals are here is because of hunters' dollars paying for the conservation for them and bringing them back. And there's not much of a better story than the Bontebok in South Africa. I never knew the black, like the ring around that. God, look at that thing. We are headed to Port Alfred, which is on the coast, just up the coast to the north of Port Elizabeth, to hunt bush pig and blue duiker.
So on the Eastern Cape, there's bush pigs all over kind of South Africa, but I had never been able to kill one yet. We don't know where we're going to stay yet. Kevin's worked us out someplace to stay, and he's never stayed there before. And when we got to this place, the first thing I thought of was, oh my God, this place is beautiful. And the second thought was, oh my God, how much is this going to cost? You walk in, and I was like, God, we're staying here for 2 days. When you're greeted going, hey, Peyton, welcome to blah, blah, blah. The bar is open, help yourself, and quote, don't be shy. It's like, we're gonna, yeah, this is gonna be trouble. But we left the girls to suffer there without us, and we went to go hunt bush pig that night.
Certainly they won't be there now, for example. It's still too light.
So they're extremely nocturnal.
Yeah, very much so. Especially here, David, where it's farmland and they are regarded as pests. know, because there's cropping certain parts, there's pineapples or whatever it is. So they have been, through hunting, they've got very nocturnal and very smart.
Just follow me up the hill, yeah.
Okay.
If they move, I just go down. There's a fence line at about 60 yards, but if you're comfortable before then, you can just tap me if you're happy with the distance. Okay. Closer. Yeah, I think he's on the right. Do you want to get a bit closer? Yeah. Okay, ready?
Relax. Relax. Flying straight down.
Is he good? He's kicking pretty good. I think it is too. Yeah. Yep, it is a boar, yeah. Check it out, man.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
The beauty.
Check it out, man. Just prehistoric. There's my first shot. Or maybe right there.
Yeah, right on the shoulder.
Oh, just prehistoric.
Went in straight there into the red box.
Man, look at this thing. Good Lord, look at this thing, man.
Sitting in a pile of bones.
Man, how cool is this? I'll tell you what, it stinks down here.
Yeah.
This bait. We're not taking pictures here, but
I've had them at home that catch those little lambs.
yeah.
Peyton, you got a beauty.
No, he's beautiful. Pull him out of here. And
Oh, I love the white on him.
yeah. Man, just a big boar. This is just such a specialized hunt. You know, they shoot some of them in the daytime in other areas, but you know, here in the Eastern Cape, I mean, these are considered a pest, right? So they are so nocturnal. So you got to shoot them over bait at night almost exclusively. And the conditions just have to be perfect. We were expecting to come down here, sit for a couple hours, and we never even sat. I mean, we pulled up, the light was already turned on. It's a motion censored light that comes on when there's movement. We never had to do anything. We just came down and walked down an extremely steep hill that luckily we don't have to walk back up. And every once in a while a plan comes together. This could not be any more perfect. Kevin, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
You know, it's a beautiful field here, and then we've got these hills with this thick bush on here on the side.
Yeah.
It's just ideal habitat.
You've got him, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. We pulled up on the top of that hill to watch that bait at 6:50. It is 7:47. We've got a pig in the back of the bakkie, and we're headed back to the lodge with an open bar, help yourself, and don't be shy slogan. This is how you bush pig hunt. This is the oldest pub in South Africa, and we're gonna drink some beer. can donate 350 Rand goes, you can have your name put on a pig, and it goes to the community. 350 Rand goes to their hospice community care, and then you can have your name put on a bull. Cheers. Kind of a bittersweet day. Christy and I are headed out, start the long journey back home. David and Olivia and all the clients will be here for a few more days and doing some more hunting, but kids call and baseball and softball duty calls, but the good thing is we'll be back in June with some other clients. But I just can't tell you what, just an incredible trip we've had. We've had some of the most awesome clients with Shoshone here hunting with us. I think they've killed, it's got to be close to 40 animals. I mean, I don't know by the time they get done. And God, I've been so blessed to be here with David and Olivia shooting their first African animals and just experience Africa for the first time. But it's always bittersweet leaving, but it's time to get home to the kids. But we'll be back because Africa gets its claws in you and you always come back.
Reload. He's going to be at the back soon. He's at the back now.
See, listen.